Hey, what's up everybody? It's DJ Smooth here. Thought I would do another behind the scenes video. Realized it's been a while. So I decided to take you behind the scenes with the Bruno Mars, I Just Might. So I took the original Bruno Mars, which is 103 BPM, and brought it in here to Ableton and allowed Ableton to kind of do its stems separation. And the BPM of the project is 126. So just to give you an idea of kind of what we're talking about here, let's kind of sample his or isolate his vocals for a second here. And so one thing about Ableton that it does really, really well is it's able to change the tempo. I mean, 103 to 126, right?
Whoa, come and talk to me.
Right? It does
it would break my heart, break my heart, break my heart if I
and it's able to change the tempo without really making the audio sound like ridiculous. If you like for instance, okay, the original video that's up on YouTube at 103 BPM, when I brought that into Premiere Pro and I time stretched that up to 126 BPM because I was going to see if I could possibly put a video up there with the original underneath it. The video and then the remix together. Of course, it blocked the video because it recognized the content. But if you listen to the audio in Premiere Pro, when it's sped up to 126, it sounds nothing like this. Nothing.
break my heart, break my heart, break my heart. If I
so, very, very excellent job here on Ableton of being able to do that. So when it splits it into stems, you get vocals, you get bass, sort of, let me see, you get drums, bass, vocals, and quote, other. And in this case, the other was actually the guitar pieces. And a little bit of the strings and horns and stuff like that, but it's kind of the quote, other, right? So you get this in here. So those kind of became the foundations of the remix, right? And so get a little bit of that going on, right? Now, separate from all of that, the rest of it, there's a lot going on in here. This is kind of my drums. Got a lot of different things going on in here. Right, got the bass groove going on here. So like this is kind of our, right? And the whole project is, I forgot which key this is in, but everything's all set up and timed out to the key and all that kind of thing, right? So when you put the drums and the bass together, there's your kind of underpinning, right? We bring the guitars back in. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have in here besides so the leads. Now, this was a part that I struggle with a little bit in terms of what to do with this, because I wanted to try to keep as much of the original as I could, but I also wanted something to kind of add some additional flavor to it. So I ended up sort of excuse me, can I get rid of this cold? So I added like some keyboards that are just kind of there in the background, right? And so when you add that intro right there, if you put that with this, right? And then when you add the guitar in, and there's the intro of the remix, basically. So I had to try to find some keyboards that would mesh with the guitar. Yeah, I think it works. I spent a decent amount of time kind of trying different ideas. Got some different effects going on here. Got to have the risers. All right. There's some sirens in there, just to kind of add some flavor. When you put that in with like the drums and the bass and they start to fill it out a little bit more. All right. then, of course, you add the guitars back in there. You really have a lot of it right here. All right, put his vocals back in. There you go. There's a lot of processing going on in here. Like, let's look at his vocals for a second. So you see the chain down here at the bottom. What do we have? So I've got my key detector running here just to confirm that I'm in the right, key and everything. EQ8, you see the graph down here kind of at the bottom. Sorry, my picture might have been in the way of the key detector there, but got the key detector telling me what's going on there. So EQ8, and then the OTT, or if you watch this, this will kind of do like some transformation on it, right? So watch. So we've got a split here.
It would break my heart, break my heart, break my heart.
So we've got a high frequency, a mid frequency, and low frequency, and you got different kind of settings going on in there. We've got some reverb going on here. Additional EQ processing. There was, I originally had some more reverb on here, but I took it off. I even had some delay on here. So if you listen to the delay, it kind of really adds to it.
Look at it. It would break my heart, break my heart, break my heart if I find out you can't move.
So there's a lot of reverb and delay, but there was some of it that I was kind of on the fence about, and so I decided to take that off. On the guitars, they're just straight. I have the key detection just to kind of tell me, and of course these values are wrong, but I had nothing on the guitars. Let's see, if we look at the drums, there was some programming on the drums in terms of like this is on the kick, and you see I've got a little bit of EQ balancing on the kick, a couple of different ones. One of them I ended up turning off, I guess, because I didn't like the way it sounded, but see what else do we have in here. Let's see. Oh, Shaper Box. I love Shaper Box. So I kind of use Shaper Box a little bit for certain things. Like right here, I've got Shaper Box running on the tambourine. So like, see, I got the drive level up to 50% just to try to make it come through a little bit more. See, tambourine 2, got a whole different, they're very, very similar, but I have two different samples running there. Got a little bit of a snare build up here, and see there's some compression on it. So like if you look at this one, notice the compressor kicking in right down here. A little bit of frequency shift going on. We got some claps. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. And see, it's got an EQ on it, trying to, isolate just like the mid frequencies and everything. Let's see, what else do we have here? Sorry. Let's see, bass. Got some arpeggiator going on in here. I'm using Serum for the bass. Let's get this isolated here. It's one of my favorites. I love Serum because I could do so many things with it. Got it running. I've got the main lead running through Serum over here. A little bit of processing going on, some EQs, some compression. But the lead group together, the two keyboards together. Got some EQs going on in here. A little bit of panning going on. There's a lot of motion in here. I have a little bit of automation going on in here for like some of the noise effects. That's kind of what these graphs are right here that you see, but I have some automation on the drums and on the keyboards and things like that at certain points. Just trying to, like you see right here, try to bring keyboards up at certain points. So, but not too crazy with the automation. These are the effects groups, and this is kind of it. It's not that complicated compared to some of the other remixes that I've done. But it's pretty straightforward. You turn everything back on, and if you look at the main channel, there's a little bit going on in here. Got the OTT, got some very tiny EQ right here. Not much. I mean, you look, there's hardly anything on EQ8 down here. The glue compressor, like the glue compressor, it's not doing a whole lot right in here. It barely registers most of the time. And then, of course, you got a limiter. And then I stuck a key detector on here just so that I could confirm, that the entire thing is kind of running at the right tempo. Or, sorry, at the right key. Yeah, so E major. So that way I can kind of confirm that all of my individual pieces, that everything is in line in terms of the right key and stuff like that. That it's, that it's the way it's supposed to be. But this is pretty much it. If you look at the volume levels, I did spend a decent amount of time in here trying to isolate, which things what I wanted to do in terms of volumes and stuff. I did end up running, you see down here at the bottom, I have a drum bus, a bass bus, keyboard bus, and FX bus. I decided to run the other sections in here. You can see I can pull the buses down. Now, I did have the guitars kind of running outside of the bus. So I spent a lot of time in here kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to, let's say, throw the keyboards down. And there's my riser bus or the FX bus over here. See, there's vocals. Pull that down. Pull the guitar sound. So I spent a decent amount of time in here trying to figure out. You have all kinds of fun in here, right? Make the guitars really stand out. Bring the vocals way up. And then of course your drums. Try to figure out how loud to make the drums, right? Pull the drums all the way out. Gives us some interesting. Yeah, so that's kind of it, really. It's the Bruno Mars. I just might, I wanted something up-tempo and, different from what was already out there. A lot of other DJs, several so far as of the time that I made this. There were already a few other DJs that had done their own versions. And so I just wanted to do something for me that, I could use in my show. And then might make it, send it out to the record pools in case they want to pick it up for other DJs. But this was really just mostly for me. So this is it. Bruno Mars. I just might. I am DJ Smooth. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so that whenever the weekly show goes live, you don't miss that. Whenever any more of the remixes and bootlegs go live, you don't miss those. The behind the scenes videos. I've got another original from Isla that I'm working on. That one's going to be called Memories. And I'm kind of working on that one. I'll give you a little sneak peek, actually. This is what I'm currently working on right now. Still trying to figure out certain aspects of this in terms of where I want to go directionally and arrangement and everything. But
staring at the ceiling, seeing your face. Going back in time.
Again, that's a little preview of something to come. So make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And throw some comments in there. Tell me what you think. And see you in the next video.